G'day, I'm Josh. I'm the writer and director of Faith and Doubt, and welcome to our very first installment of Faith and Doubt Friday, where I give you everything you need to know in just 5 minutes or less. For those of you who might be new here, Faith and Doubt tells the story of two young people who wrestle with hidden struggles and personal doubts as their faith gets put to the test. But in the midst of this doubt and despair that they're dealing with, hope and healing is always possible if only they're willing to ask for help. So firstly, I'd like to say a massive thank you to all of you who have partnered with us during this journey, whether you've partnered financially, thank you to our contributors for doing that, whether you've prayed for us or registered your interest in practically supporting, and to a number of you who have liked and commented and shared our posts. Wayne and I are incredibly encouraged and humbled by just all the love that we've been shown so far. Speaking of which, that's going to lead us to our next section of today's video, which is our Indiegogo Spotlight, where we shout out a few key super supporters who have been really generous on Indiegogo. Special shout out to Ange and Vern Keegan, Tim Buchanan, Edna and Donald Quilliam, and Isaac and Addie Jerez. So I'm excited to give you a pretty recent update, which is that Scene 2 of Faith and Doubt is now fully funded. This afternoon we reached, I think it's $5,725 worth of contribution. Each scene costs us an average of about, I think it's $2,778 pre-production, filming, and post-production. And we're about 6% of the way to funding Scene 3. As cool as this progress is, there's still a very long road ahead because we're just a little bit over 2% of the way through funding our film, with our overarching goal being $250,000. The next milestone we'd love to hit is reaching our first $10,000. So if you need more time to think about contributing, that's totally fine. But if you're keen to support this film, today's the day, because that actually encourages other people to rally behind the film as well. And we can extend just beyond our initial circle of people to a more broad circle of supporters who go, this project is growing, this project is a winner, I want to get behind this. If you'd like to help us get that one step closer, there's actually 3 ways of partnering financially, and I guess just pick the one that works the best for you. The first way you can partner is through Indiegogo. That's a great way of getting some cool perks to reward you for your contribution. The second way is through ACF, or the Australian Cultural Fund. If you're looking for a worthy cause to make a tax-deductible donation to before we hit the end of financial year, June 30th, then consider partnering with us through that platform. And the third way, if you just want something straightforward and basic, you can just make a direct payment straight to our Faith and Doubt bank account. All right, that's enough about numbers and finance for now. We are making a movie after all. So for those of you who have stuck around to the end, I'd like to reward you with just a little sneak peek into another one of our Faith and Doubt characters. So one of our supporting characters is John, and I'm just going to quickly duck over to my computer to read from my director's treatment, which will give you just a little taste of who this guy is and what he's about. All right, let's head over and have a little look, shall we? So just for context, John is the pastor of the church that David and Alyssa go to, and he's also David's dad. John is a down-to-earth pastor and father with a heart for leading and loving those in his care. John is the kind of everyday, unflashy pastor that we don't always see depicted in the media. His church is the kind you may drive past and not think much of. He's a good public speaker, but charismatic presentation isn't his goal. It's humble service. He's not a perfect pastor or a perfect parent, but he's also not a toxic villain. He's someone who needs grace and someone who wants to show grace to others. All right, I've teleported back to my filming spot. So hopefully that little teaser gets you interested in John and I guess the film more broadly, and this idea of down-to-earth people in need of grace. But yeah, hopefully this video was interesting or informative for you. If you've got any questions actually, drop it in the comments below and I might even answer a couple of them next Friday. But for now, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.